Greetings Internet! This is a little video that's just going to be a bit of an introduction to a new series of videos that I've been thinking about making for quite a while. The first of which I have technically already made. Those of you who have been subscribed for a while will possibly remember a couple of years ago I made a video walking down the Sheffield Tinsley Canal. I don't remember exactly when it was, but at some point after that I was, looking around on Google Maps, which is a thing I do fairly often, and realised that there are actually quite a lot of rivers around Sheffield, all sort of running directly into the town centre. It's probably a bit of a side effect of the sort of bowl-shaped nature of Sheffield. So we've got the Sheffield Tinsley Canal, which I already mentioned. That follows very closely to the eastern side of the River Don. That's probably the most famous of Sheffield's rivers, and it's the main one and it's the biggest one. That's also the only one that comes to Sheffield and goes out again. It rises in the Pennines, travels southeast, visits Sheffield and then goes out northeast. Then there's the River Loxley, which also rises in the Pennines and is nowhere near as long, and eventually joins the River Don, just outside Sheffield centre. A bit further round is the River Rivlin, that again starts in the Pennines and travels towards Sheffield, eventually joining the River Loxley, shortly before Loxley joins the Don. Then we've got the Porterbrook, which is a much smaller river, but also quite long, rising up somewhere near Ringinglow and travelling all the way into the centre of Sheffield. Then finally, to the south of Sheffield, there's a whole bunch of little brooks and things that all merge together in a place called Totley, at which point they become the River Sheath. It's a small river and a lot of it's kind of hidden away, sort of underground and out of sight. It doesn't get anywhere near as much attention as the River Don or the Porterbrook. But of course, it's super important to Sheffield because, a field on the River Sheath is where Sheffield gets its name from. And so, just like that video about the Sheffield Tinsley Canal, I decided I would go out and make a video walking down each one of these rivers. They all have paths going down the sides for a decent majority of them, and I figured it might make an interesting little mini-series. I had originally thought I might do it for Vida earlier this year, but of course then lockdown happened. But now I think it's finally time to start getting around to actually making some of these videos, although probably over a bit of a longer time frame than it would have been during Vida. I think I'm going to use the city centre as the start and end point for most of these, so I will likely split the River Don into two parts. And I think the eastern side of the River Don will be where I start first, very probably sometime next week. But unless we get some nice picturesque snow over the winter, it's probably going to be spring before I start thinking about doing the next one. There are also a couple of other major rivers to the east which don't come towards the city centre, the River Rother and the Moss, which I might consider adding on at the end as well. For now, that's just a little quick introduction. I didn't want my first walk to end up being an explanation of the concept rather than about the walk itself, so look out for that, probably sometime next week. And if you haven't already, go watch my old video about the Sheffield Tinsley Canal. That and all the future videos I make in this series will be linked on the end screen and down in the doobly-doo. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon.